I got to say, I'm personally very excited about the return of MMA on Showtime. Strikeforce is a terrific organization. They're going to have some excellent fights coming your way. And also, the Showtime debut of Taylor. So this is going to be pretty amazing. So I'm just really looking forward to April. It's going to be an excellent month right here on Showtime. Gus, let's go back to you.
All right, Karen. Vic Darchinyan's power has never been in question, but he suffered a devastating one-punch knockout at the hands of Nonito Donaire back in 2007. Some believe this loss may have been the best thing to happen to Darchinyan. It forced him to evaluate his overall game and become a more complete fighter. He also reunited with his former trainer, Vasgen Badalian, who had trained Vic since the age of 8 years old as an amateur in Armenia. Now, Vic feels he has become the total package. If you have any doubts, all you have to do is ask him.
We have seen some brash, cocky, outspoken fighters through the years, but this guy may be in a league of his own.
I'm skillful, I'm smart, I'm going to destroy him, and I'm going to knock him out.
He said, I will send him to the hospital. He's going to be badly damaged when I'm done.
When I touch him with my left, with my right, he's going to start running.
Here's Darchinyan going to work.
Don't be just like chicken, be like man, and give me a good fight. I hurt him, I feel the punch, I feel like I broke his.
That was freight train right hand.
Donaire claims his jaw is broken.
I always keeping my promise, and you're going to see. You're going to be destroyed.
Darchinyan with a blazing combination. And down goes Miharis. It's over.
He is unified champion, Darchinyan.
I told you I'm going to do. I'm going to destroy him, I'm going to knock him out. I deliver.
Coming up next here at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California, Vic Darchinyan versus Jorge Arce. Two fighters who both present a dynamite combination of boxing power and irrepressible personality. Here's another reminder about our text message question for tonight. Will the fight end by knockout? Text 1. Will the fight end by decision? Text 2. Please text your response to us here at Show TV. That's 74688. 74688. We'll bring you the results later on in this telecast. Standard text messaging rates apply. For Vic Darchinyan, his career path has consistently been about respect. He feels that he hasn't received the proper amount of respect he's due, but he has also disrespected his opponent in every fight tonight included. Perhaps goaded by Darchinyan's remarks, Jorge Arce has said he not only predicts a knockout, but wants to inflict pain on Darchinyan at every opportunity. Al, these two fighters are both determined to punish each other tonight. Something's got to give, and what do you see as the difference in this fight?
You know, maybe the difference is that one of the fighters is in fact different. You know, when fight fans fantasized about this match over the last couple of years, they thought we're going to have two brawlers in there just throwing punches and not showing much defense. Well, not the case, because since the loss to Nonito Donaire, Darchinyan has changed. He's gone back to his amateur roots. Jabbing, showing movement, punching in combination. He is a different fighter. Arce, meanwhile, still an attacking, risk-taking fighter. The question is, can Arce deal with the new Vic Darchinyan? Well, to do so, one thing he can't do is square his body up as he attacks. That'll be an inviting target for Darchinyan. Arce must get close the distance, and not get nailed as he comes in. And once there, he's got to throw hooks to the body and the head until he can't throw them anymore. This punch is the key for him winning this fight. This is how Arce uses the left. First to the body, and then to the head. This is a delayed double left hook, and it worked very effectively. Then later on in this barrage, after a missed right hand, the hook would come again from Arce. He hinges all his chances of success tonight on landing that hook. To avoid being hit like that by Arce, Darchinyan needs to stay in the center of the ring. The jab keeps Darchinyan on balance, stops him from lunging, and sets up his combinations. And no keys to victory for Darchinyan will be written without this left hand being a must. He is so committed to landing this punch it can come as a lead, as it did against Dmitry Kirillov. He gets it in on its own, or he will use the jab to set it up. And in this sequence, he will throw 6 left hands in just a matter of seconds. He is relentless with this punch. And he will use it until somebody stops him from using it, and more often than not, it spells disaster for his opponents.
Two-time world champion Jorge Arce understands that this is the fight of his life. He fights for his father, Oscar. When Jose was 12, his dad was almost killed in a work accident. A devout Catholic, Arce prayed to God and vowed that if his father made it, he would honor him by becoming a world champion. Now, 17 years later, with his father watching in front of the world, Arce steps into the moment that he's dedicated his life to, a chance to become the unified world champion at 115.
This is an electric moment in this arena. Some Armenian flags, yes, but mostly this crowd is very, very pro-Arce. And you see, he just walks in. He's all business for this fight. No horses, no motorcycles, and listen to this crowd.
Jorge Arce. The challenger tonight will take on the champion, one of the meanest little guys you'll ever see. For most of his career, Vic Darchinyan has been known as a slugger, a brawler, a trash-talking bully. America, we welcome back the bad guy.
You know, look at that sardonic little smile on his face. His people say, you know, they root against me when I'm walking out and people boo me, but they change 2 rounds in because then I get their guy.
He's an unorthodox southpaw with major punching power in the left hand. And for those of you watching him for the first time, he may remind you of former featherweight world champion Prince Nassim Hamed. Vic Darchinyan's a strong favorite. He puts his WBC, WBA, IBF belts on the line for the first time tonight.
You saw a few Armenian flags here. There are some supporters of him, a large Armenian community here in Los Angeles. Listen to this.
Let's check the numbers as we go to the tail of the tape. Darchinyan, Arce. Darchinyan, the older fighter, the taller fighter. They both weighed in at the 115-pound mark. However, Arce, the shorter fighter, has a longer reach, 66 to 64 and a half. And now, the rules of the fight.
Let's take a look at the unified rules. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rules. Of course, only the referee can stop the fight, and you can't be saved by the bell in any round. As to the rest of it, before the end of round 4, if there is a accidental headbutt that causes a fight, it ends within 4. It's a no decision. After 4 rounds, they would go to the scorecards. A lot of excitement here.
So here at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California, we're getting ready for our main event. Vic Darchinyan versus Jorge Arce. Let's get the official introductions from our ring announcer, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to the Honda Center here in Anaheim, California for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Gary Shaw Productions in association with Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, Tecate, and Showtime. This unified championship is sanctioned by the WBA President Gilberto Mendoza, Supervisor Guy Jutras, the WBC President Jose Suleiman, Supervisor Rudy Tellez, the IBF President Marian Mohammed, Supervisor David McCullough, along with the California State Athletic Commission, the Chairman Tim Noonan, Assistant Executive Officer William Douglas. Our physicians at ringside, Dr. Paul Wallace, Dr. Dan Carusillo, and Dr. Bear Gamboa. Timekeepers at the bell also keeping count of the knockdowns, John Lichty and Mike Millsap. Our judges scoring this bout from ringside, from West Covina, California, Raul Cais Jr. Also from West Covina, Marty Denkin. And from La Mesa, California, Pat Russell. And our referee in charge of this bout, from Eagle Rock, California, Dr. Lou Moret. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the unified WBA, WBC, and IBF 115-pound championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the Honda Center in Anaheim, it's showtime! Introducing to you first the challenger on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gold trunks with black trim, hailing from Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico. He weighed in at the limit of 115 pounds with a record of 51 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. He has 39 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the 2-time world champion and the current WBA interim super flyweight champion of the world, introducing the colorful and popular Jorge El Travieso Arce. And his opponent across the ring, the defending unified world champion on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with red trim, fighting out of Sydney, Australia, by way of Banadzor, Armenia. He weighed in the same as his opponent, 115 pounds. His record, 31 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 25 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former flyweight world champion, the current WBA super champion, and the unified WBA, WBC, and IBF 115-pound champion of the world, introducing the Raging Bull, Vic Darchinyan. And once again, our referee in charge, now to give instructions, Dr. Lou Moret.
Okay, gentlemen, I'm giving you instruction in dressing. I'm going to get to your fight. Shake hands, return to your corner, and await the bout. Good luck to both of you.
What is your prediction for Darchinyan Arce? I guess the fans think that this is going to be a short night.
That was not a hard vote to predict.
Vic Darchinyan, a seek and destroy fighter from the opening bell. All of his punches have bad intentions. Usually, there's no feeling out process. Arce, a boxer, puncher, very aggressive and skillful. Also with power, he's got a great left hook to the body. Round 1, and here comes Darchinyan, racing across the ring.
You know, they were sitting here in front of this large crowd and the excitement of the moment. Most people thought this fight might never happen. And now here they are finally in the ring together. There's a palpable excitement.
And as you mentioned, Darchinyan has been chasing Arce for 3 years.
And now it'll be Arce chasing Darchinyan in the ring, coming forward. And the trick for Arce is don't run into big punches, don't square up, and don't make yourself an available target. He's doing it already, but that's just what he does.
Darchinyan is coming off a 9th round TKO of Christian Maheras in Carson, California, to become the first fighter ever to unify 3 of the major world titles at 115 pounds, and he just destroyed it.
Yeah, an amazing performance that not a lot of people thought Darchinyan was capable of giving in such a nuanced way. Right now, Arce a little bit tentative, doesn't want to just boldly attack and get nailed with something big. And he told us, if you see me start to move and box a lot, it's because I felt the power of Darchinyan. And guess what? He does punch as hard as they say then. He'll know.
Arce coming off a 4th round TKO of Isidro Garcia on November 1st in Las Vegas. He last lost on April 14th in 2007 in San Antonio to, ironically, Christian Maheras.
Yeah, the first left hand by Darchinyan got in. The first one that mattered. And we'll see whether that had a big impact on Arce. Arce is lunging in a bit and making himself an available target. There's the hook to the body that didn't land by Arce. He's got to keep throwing that punch no matter what during the course of this fight. Their heads are close to clashing as well.
We saw 2 headbutts in the first fight of the evening. Straight right hand landing there for Arce.
And a big uppercut by Darchinyan.
Darchinyan generally likes to use that right hand to measure, setting up that big left hand. There's an uppercut right on the button by Darchinyan.
You know, I don't know if it'll happen, but what would change the equation if those big shots don't hurt Arce as much as they've hurt everyone else, and Arce is still able to persevere. But so far in this first round, Darchinyan's landed some really major shots.
Arce circling right into the power zone of Darchinyan.
Yep.
He wants to go the other way, going left. Darchinyan sticks him with the left hand twice. Steps up. A right hook by Darchinyan. He told us he was going to go to the body more. A quick right hook by Darchinyan.
Well, this is the worst nightmare for Jorge Arce, the way round 1 has gone. Technically and in every other way. It's just been a terrible round for him.
End of the first round, scheduled for 12 for the Super Flyweight World Championship. WBC, WBA, IBF, Vic Darchinyan, the champion. And there's already a cut under the right eye of Jorge Arce. In attendance, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, Chad Dawson. And he received some bad news yesterday when Joe Calzaghe retired.
That would be something out down the road. He's a very, very talented young man, that's for sure.
You got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting inside. Like the way we trained. To be strong inside.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Vic Darchinyan quick off the stool to start the second round. He's in the black and the champion. Jorge Arce in the gold, the challenger. He's a 2-time world champion himself.
They want Arce on the inside, obviously. That was what we had in the keys to victory, and it's what he needs to do. He can't get there. Darchinyan is landing from the outside, and when he gets on the inside, Darchinyan's landing those excellent uppercuts.
Arce bending down, leading with his head, straight left hand getting through for Darchinyan. He has ultimate power in that punch.
And as you pointed out, Gus, Arce moving constantly to his right. What a monstrous mistake. It puts you right in the harm's way of that straight left hand, and there it landed again. That was kind of a half uppercut by Darchinyan. This fight is a mess technically for Arce. It just is.
Arce looks like he may be battling some early round jitters, and it's costing him as he's pushed backwards by Darchinyan, former Olympian. Born in in our media, moved to Australia when he decided to become a pro after the 2000 Olympics. He's awkward. That left hand, both the cross and the uppercut, his most effective weapon.
They are chanting in this arena for Darchinyan. A lot of, as we said, some Armenians from the big Armenian community here in Southern California, and they have taken up the chant for him a moment or so ago. So there's a few of them here, and I'll tell you, Darchinyan is showing them why he is considered one of the best pound-for-pound fighters right now.
Arce leading with his head, and he is in danger of getting caught with a short right hook.
You know, Vic Darchinyan had been thought of as having nothing but the straight left hand, and in fact Arce told us at the meeting, oh, he's a one-handed fighter. Well, he's been more than that in this match, as he has been in his last several.
Darchinyan, lead right hook, followed by a left hand as he ties up Arce.
Break clean, break clean.
When the fight is fought in the center of the ring like this, Arce has just very little opportunity. He's got to back Darchinyan against the ropes where he can tee off with those hooks to the body and the head. And a lot of swelling underneath the left eye of Arce now.
After being knocked out by Nonito Donaire, Darchinyan went back to basics, dusted off his boxing skills, rehired his amateur trainer, Vazgen Badalian, and turned in a terrific performance in his last fight to take 2 of the 3 belts he came in with the IBF.
You know, there was an example of the new Darchinyan. He was in range of Arce, and instead of throwing, he stepped back and reset himself.
There's a straight left hand getting through. Another left hand, Darchinyan trying to put together punches and bunches. Uppercut, flush on the chin. Vic Darchinyan came to fight. All business all the time for this tough Armenian.
Just breathe. Breathe. Slow. Wait 30 seconds.
Jorge Arce has gotten himself into trouble by lunging in. Look at him lunge with the left and leaves his head. You can't attack in a more open fashion than that. And Darchinyan lands what else? The straight left hand. That is a great weapon for him, and when a fighter leaves himself open, and Darchinyan counterpunching extremely well.
Prepare him. Don't lose him sight. Don't lose him from there. Just and try that left hook.
Arce wobbled back to the corner after the round and used the ropes to sit down on the stool. Darchinyan in black, Arce in the gold.
You know, these first 2 rounds have been so dominant for Darchinyan. You start to ask yourself, what can Jorge Arce do? About the only thing is somehow find a way to get inside where he can hook constantly, and maybe he can land something that's big, but Darchinyan is not allowing that to happen.
Darchinyan getting closer and closer, trying to set up a big left hand. There he hooks off a jab. Arce stepping off the ropes. He's had no answers.
Now, there was a double hook to the body by Arce. It's a small step forward for him, but it's what he needs to do.
12-round schedule in the super flyweight division, 115 pounds for the WBA, WBC, and IBF world titles held by Vic Darchinyan. Uppercut getting through, a lead uppercut by Darchinyan. And Vic showing the boxing skills, now going to the body.
Good double hook and a right by Arce. That's his best moment.
Arce backing up.
When he makes it a brawl like this, Arce can land a couple of punches that didn't make a matter, and I think he got Darchinyan's attention with that, Gus. I really do.
Darchinyan now wanting to tie up Arce. I believe you're right. Darchinyan slowing down.
It was a good left hook and also a right hand by Arce that when Darchinyan decided to brawl, that really stunned him.
Cuts under both eyes for Arce as Darchinyan pushes him off. These 2 fighters have bad blood between them.
You know, if you're Jorge Arce, you have to
Stop wrestling.
Get inside and crank up hooks until you can't throw them anymore. And that is what he did, and he got, I'm going to say lucky, but whatever. He landed one, and it led to a right hand.
Now Darchinyan getting on his toes, trying to buy time, trying to clear his head as he advances now. Ooh, big left hand by Darchinyan, excuse me.
And make no mistake, most of this round still belonged probably to Darchinyan, but Arce had some very, very good moments.
Round 3 scheduled for 12. Left hook grazing the top of the head of Darchinyan by Arce. Now he backs him up on the ropes.
And when Darchinyan's against the ropes, Arce has a chance. He's got a chance to make some things happen.
Arce very wide with his punches. If he could shorten them up. Now some blood coming from the eye of Darchinyan.
It's a fight now, let me tell you.
They're brawling in Anaheim. Arce, this is where he wants to be. Wow. Uh-oh. Jorge Arce just found his rhythm. Vic Darchinyan just found out about Jorge Arce.
Hey. No problem, man. Another game. You better take your thumbs in. Take that out of my way. Listen to the coach and breathe deep, son. Look at your coach and breathe deep.
Jorge Arce looked hopelessly outmatched, but when he got in there, early on he landed that left hook, then the right hand. That was the sequence that got Darchinyan's attention. And when he's at close range like that, you can see what he can do. And there's Darchinyan and Arce banging heads on the inside. You see Arce's able to land the left hook on the inside. When the action becomes very wild and discombobulated, it helps Arce. Darchinyan became wild in that round, and it hurt him.
Darchinyan quick off the stool again, meeting Arce at the center of the ring. Arce keeping his guard up high. Darchinyan, according to Arce, is a fast starter, but if you can get him into the later rounds, he feels that he'll be vulnerable.
And you know, even all the arm movement now by Darchinyan, that's what he does when he's in the destroyer mode. And I'll tell you, him being in the destroyer mode kind of puts him in harm's way against Arce. He needs to be in the boxer mode. Good hook by Arce.
Then by Arce. Darchinyan trying to fight back.
You can land the left hook against Darchinyan. $.09.02.07 did it, knocked him out, and now Arce has found a hole for that punch. Wow, has he ever.
He keeps that right hand so low. If Arce can time him, he can catch him right on the button.
And a good body shot a moment ago by Arce. Now, of course, the power of Vic Darchinyan makes every moment dangerous for Arce, but Jorge Arce is getting himself back in this fight. There's no question about that.
Sometimes Darchinyan will also measure with the left hand to try to blind his opponent. You'll see him sticking it out. There's a nice uppercut to the solar plexus by Darchinyan.
Stop. Watch your heads.
Fourth round scheduled for 12 for the super flyweight world title. WBC, WBA, IBF titles on the line. Vic Darchinyan, the Armenian, training out of Australia in black. Jorge Arce, the Mexican Indian in gold.
You know, Darchinyan came in as the underdog for sure in his last fight against Mahomes. Wow, look at Arce go to town. Now he's the favorite, and he is having some trouble with the underdog.
Arce taking his time, stepping off, leading with that head again.
Now, you know, remember I said earlier in this fight, if Arce is able to sustain against these giant punches by Darchinyan, he may have a shot at it.
Big left uppercut by Darchinyan.
Big shot.
Wow. And now that'll back off Arce. He's in trouble. Arce wants to tie him up. He's got shaky legs. Darchinyan moving in. Arce backing up. 30 seconds to go in the fourth round. Another uppercut by Darchinyan.
Jorge Arce showing his toughness certainly in this round, that's for sure. Nobody really stands up to those kind of punches by Darchinyan. It just doesn't happen.
10 seconds to go in the fourth. Uppercut. He misses with a wide left hook. And that's the end of the round. Another good one. Arce back on the stool.
Okay. He's putting his head in. Give me some water on the head. Listen.
Trabajamos mucho para esto, travesocintas, ya vea, con upper, de engolosinar, tirando ganchos arriba, y te está recibiendo con el upper, ten mucho cuidado.
You're receiving too much. He's hitting you hard. You got to keep inside.
Prepáralo primero.
Prepare him.
Arce, early in the round, Arce was able to get on the inside, land another one of those excellent left hooks that pushed Darchinyan back. However, things changed later in the round, and Victor Darchinyan was able to land this tremendous left uppercut against Arce, and that gave Arce all kinds of problems, and Darchinyan closed the round very strongly.
Darchinyan in black with a cut on the bridge of his nose. Arce has a cut under his left eye.
Come on.
And I'll tell you what, there's one simple thing that would have made this fight a little better at this point for Arce. If he just would move to his left. He keeps drifting to the right. See where he can land that hook if he moves to his left to the body? Because the problem is you have to move to your left to be able to land that hook against the southpaw.
Keeps moving, though, to his right into the left hand of Vic Darchinyan. And that is going to cost him.
No, stop.
The one plus for Arce, though, is in the last several rounds, he has been cranking up that left hand, and occasionally it's been getting him.
Short right hook, grazing the top of the head of Arce by Darchinyan. Doubles up the right jab, misses with the looping left hand.
You know, good body work on the inside by Arce. Vic Darchinyan had a very good round in the last round, but one of the things he's doing is getting himself a little off balance and lunging a bit like he used to, not staying with his balance as much as he would like. And getting on the inside where Arce has a chance at least with these shots. And Arce is working well on the inside right now.
Hooking as he goes backwards, lead right hand connected for Arce. Right hook connected for Darchinyan.
You know, what's keeping Arce in this fight is his toughness. Because by all rights, most fighters would be out now, Gus, from getting hit with those shots. And that's what keeping him in and giving him a shot. And he's landing some shots from time to time.
Now, you're absolutely right. Arce has been hit with everything here in the fifth round, but keeps moving forward.
Break clean.
And so if you're Darchinyan, you have to think, I hit this guy with everything, and he's still here.
And again, a left hook by Arce. You know, sometimes Vic Darchinyan, too, can look like he's tired and he's awkward and he's in some trouble, and then he never is. So we'll see if he really is at this point in any way.
Now Arce telling Darchinyan to bring it.
The one thing Jorge Arce has done is go to the body a couple of times very effectively early in this fight.
Stop the wrestling.
But so is Darchinyan.
27 seconds to go in the fifth round. Scheduled for 12 for the Super Flyweight World Championship. Vic Darchinyan, the champion, in black. Jorge Arce, the challenger, in gold. Arce still coming.
10 seconds. Break.
6 seconds to go. Darchinyan, great combination to end the round as he finally let his hands go.
Here is where Jorge Arce did something that, look at that left hook to the body. Look at the grimace of Vic Darchinyan. 3 of the last 4 opponents Arce has fought have gone down from left hooks to the body. But this shows you the toughness of Darchinyan. Right at the end of the round, he came back from that and was able to put together a terrific salvo against Darchinyan. The 2 things that both these fighters want to do in the fight there at the end of that round.
Close in a little bit.
And keep your eye on the left ear of Jorge Arce. It's bleeding. We don't know why, but they put ice on it between rounds. 6th round scheduled for 12.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. No more. That's it.
Now Darchinyan showboating a bit. Left hand connecting. Left hook connecting.
Darchinyan wants to end this, but he has to be careful not to stay on the inside and throw wild punches while he's doing it, or he'll get it with another hook.
Darchinyan measuring with that right hand. Trying to punch through the guard of Arce.
You know, given the mistakes Jorge Arce has made strategically, it's astonishing he's still there.
He's made so many, Al.
It's amazing. You know, he's not known as a great ring technician, but he's just doing most things backwards. And his toughness and power and occasional burst of left hooks have kept him in this fight.
Don't stop.
He told us that in camp he worked on his angles and his stance against southpaws.
Really?
He said he's had no problems with southpaws in the past. I would not agree this evening.
Of course, I heard the same thing, but really, that's really what happened? Because it obviously didn't, you know, over the course of time. He's had some issues with this.
You see the boxing skills now of Darchinyan. So relaxed, stepping around.
And mind you, having said all that we just said, Jorge Arce, from time to time in this fight, is cranking up some punches that are making a difference against Darchinyan.
Darchinyan back on the ropes, got hit low there. He fights through it. Lead uppercut connecting by Darchinyan.
That's the posture Darchinyan wants to be in on the inside, where he can throw those punches to the body and the head.
Darchinyan 31-1-1 with 25 KOs, 33 years old. He's known as the Raging Bull. Arce 51-4-1 with 39 KOs. His nickname Travieso, which in Spanish means menace. Darchinyan covering up.
See, this is the posture that Arce wants. He wants to be in close, where he can rip those hooks. And there he slipped a good left hand, which he hasn't done too often in this match.
But he didn't slip that one. As Darchinyan nails him, moves in, doubling up that left hand at the end of the round.
Are we having fun yet, Daddy?
Little water in the head. You're not going to catch him that way. You got to come inside. And close in a little bit. Close your stance a little bit. You're opening too much.
Well, you look at the scoring, obviously.
So keep closing. Keep throwing that left hook. Do not open up. Do not open up.
Mouthpiece in, seconds out.
And here's a punch from Arce as several have strayed low. He's got to go to the body, so of course that's going to happen a couple of times.
Let's revisit the keys to victory.
Yeah, well, you know, for Jorge Arce, he didn't want to square up. He wanted to get inside and throw the hooks, and he's done one of those three fairly well. Getting inside, not so much, but he needs to do it more, and Darchinyan stayed off the ropes. He hasn't used his jab as much as he wants, but boy, has he landed the left. So Darchinyan doing at least 2 out of the 3, and that's part of the reason why he's winning. And I have Darchinyan winning every one but one round.
Round 7 rather, scheduled for 12 in the super flyweight division, 115 pounds.
Good left hook by Arce when he got Darchinyan against the rope, but Vic shook it off.
Darchinyan in black, Arce in gold. Wild punches by Jorge Arce. Everything really wide, and Darchinyan has taken advantage. Coming right down the middle with straight left hands. Also lead uppercuts. Darchinyan has shown an ability to fight both ways tonight. Forward and backward. Effective with both styles. There's a body shot by Darchinyan.
You know, we talk about Arce's body work, but Darchinyan's done some tremendous body work during his fight himself. And the uppercut, a big weapon by Darchinyan, used again.
And he backs him up by doubling up on the jab. The jab landed. Stepping off the line with the right hook. Darchinyan showing a lot of boxing skills.
But one thing I think Vic Darchinyan's going to rethink after this fight. He said Arce wasn't as tough as the other great Mexican champions he's fought. He can't say that when this is done, because Jorge Arce has shown enormous toughness, taking some major shots from Darchinyan in this fight and coming back from time to time.
Arce telling us that he was ready for tonight and that nobody would stop him. Darchinyan on his toes. Great body movement. No. 18 seconds to go in the 7th round, scheduled for 12. Darchinyan just winding up with that left hook. Delivers another short left hand. Arce wobbly. Uppercut, Darchinyan landing again. Wow, Vic Darchinyan. The complete package.
Come on, you got to keep on fighting.
Muévete para tu izquierda, tú también lo agarras, pero tú le das chance.
You got to keep fighting in this fight.
Tú le das chance. Ya no trabajes tanto porque estás descubriendo todo, trabajala por dentro, trabaja más recto y open.
You still have to cut the distance.
Demuestra por qué estuvo ya Navidad Año Nuevo chingándose. Aquí demuestra que se
abre por la izquierda.
Vic Darchinyan had a tremendous round, landing some very big shots. And you see the combination punch, and we've talked about how that is more of a trademark of Vic Darchinyan now than it has been in other fights. Later on in the round, there's the body work and the right hook. Again, people aren't used to seeing so many right hands from Darchinyan. That straight left is more his signature.
Jorge Arce comes off the bench. He's won 5 straight fights. 8th round scheduled for 12. Darchinyan, the champion, in black. Arce, the challenger, in gold.
And you saw Darchinyan do a very important thing. He jumped right off those ropes. He's fought most of this match in the center of the ring. I know that's a conscious effort on their part, and that's one of the reasons why he's winning this match.
Now going to the body. He told us that's what he'd do with both hands. Great uppercut, breaking down Arce.
I think Arce's in some trouble right now.
Here's Darchinyan, pinning him in the corner. Arce pivots off the ropes. Now Darchinyan just monkeying around in the ring now, slapping the jab.
What's intriguing is we just saw 2 straight jabs from Arce. We've seen that punch almost not at all in this fight.
One thing about Darchinyan, Al, he looks so strong, so well conditioned. Almost as if he's most of the time walking through all of Jorge Arce's punches.
And that's one of his hallmarks. He fights every minute of every round, no matter how long that fight goes, and he is very, very good.
And it's amazing to see a man this small at 115 have this kind of Herculean strength.
He really is, and he's just such a heavy-handed puncher. And actually, part of the story of this fight, ironically, is that Arce is still standing. because we have seen a number. This is the 8th appearance for Darchinyan on Showtime. We've seen him land big shots. Mostly these shots like that one knock people down.
Those uppercuts have really hurt Jorge Arce this evening from Vic Darchinyan. Darchinyan, a lot of gas in the tank. He's been on his toes last few rounds, bobbing, weaving, pivoting. Now measuring with the left hand, trying to blind his opponent.
Oh, stop. Don't get the headlock.
Yeah, he says he uses that measuring stick not just to get his punches landed, but as you say, to make his opponent not see the punch that's coming.
.22 seconds remaining in the 8th round. Darchinyan leaning forward. Those punches missing.
10 seconds.
Arce.
No, stop.
And that's the end of the round.
Regreso con más calma. Tienes todo para ganar, pero
so you got to give it all to win.
No abras como lado.
Don't open up, because that's when he's hitting you.
Abre con rectos y
You got to start with the straight. Straight punch. That's how you got to start. You're working hard, but you got to keep going. You keep going with the left hook.
Last round, Vic Darchinyan did just about everything right. That is a terrific uppercut as Arce bends in with his head wide open. Yet another uppercut from outside, which you're not supposed to throw it from outside, but Darchinyan gets away with it. And yet another one. That's a big part of the Darchinyan arsenal, always has been. And I'll tell you what he doesn't get credit for as much as he should does. Darchinyan, a much better counterpuncher than people say he is. He's very good at it.
I agree with you. Arce says Darchinyan is a one-handed fighter, that his right is not effective, and he's been correct. Too bad he hasn't done anything to stop that left. 9th round scheduled for 12. Super flyweight world championship. Vic Darchinyan's WBC, WBA, and IBF belts are on the line against Jorge Arce in the gold.
You know, I mentioned that 3 of the last 4 opponents Arce's fought, he's knocked them down with the left hook to the body. There were 3 or 4 left hook to the body that Arce landed in this fight that were just tremendous. They didn't even slow up Vic Darchinyan, so that tells you the difference in competition level.
Arce continues to circle to his right.
And if Arce's thinking Darchinyan's going to slow down, he just doesn't in fights. He's very, very good in the later rounds as well. And he's a strong fighter. And he's very well conditioned.
Arce won the WBO light flyweight title, 108 pounds, when he was 19 years old, December of 1998. He lost it after his second defense. He won the WBC light flyweight title at 23 years old. In 2002, defended it 7 successful times, vacated the title to move up. He's been waiting for a great opportunity to honor his father, who he fights for, who he wins championships for.
Whoa, you can't do that. Can't hold him. Come on.
And Arce is bleeding behind his left ear. Here comes Darchinyan. Look at him slug it out now. 52 seconds to go.
He feels Darchinyan hit him behind the head illegally.
Stop.
And it made him mad. He came rushing in.
Come here. You can't hold on a hit on break, and you better stop wrestling.
Ninth round scheduled for 12. Beautiful combination by Darchinyan. Well, but Arce just keeps coming forward.
the earlier rounds we saw some life from Jorge Arce, but now each round mirror image of the last one with Darchinyan dominating.
Another left hand by Arce. Blood coming out of the left eye of Arce, and here's a guy that knows a couple of things about fighting. My mixed martial arts broadcast partner, Frank, the legend Shamrock, enjoying the action here, coming all the way from San Jose.
He's a great champion in his own right. Now here is where the left hand way behind the side of the head, and it hit him on the back of the ear, and boy, it created such pain for Arce. He wanted, I think, a stoppage of the action, but didn't get it from the referee. And later on in the round, Darchinyan doing what we've said he's been doing so effectively, counterpunching, and counterpunching in combination, which is also pretty impressive by Darchinyan.
You got to keep going in this fight and close your stance. Do not open. You're opening yourself too much. You can't be ducking anymore. There's 3 more rounds left.
3 rounds remaining. 10th round scheduled for 12 in the super flyweight division for the world title. WBC, WBA, IBF titles on the line. Vic Darchinyan, the champion, in black. Jorge Arce, the challenger, in gold. And so far, how do you have this scored?
Oh, I have it a 7-point lead for Vic Darchinyan. You know, back in round 3, it looked like there was life in Jorge Arce. He had a really good round. He was landing some hooks, and it looked like he was going to be able to wage the battle a little more on the inside. And really, since then, it has been it's not worked out for him at all. And Darchinyan has not allowed him to get in there and do that work. And he's taken, Arce has a tremendous amount of punishment, obviously.
Arce cut under both eyes. Darchinyan establishing the jab.
And in the last 4 rounds, Darchinyan, who has used this jab much better in recent fights, has really gone back to that weapon.
On display tonight for Vic Darchinyan, some terrific-looking boxing skills.
Yes, I mean, I wouldn't say he's boxed as well as he did against Maharis, because he's allowed himself to get involved in some wild, brawling trench warfare, but nonetheless, he has done a superb job with counter-punching, combination punching, and for the most part, using the jab to set up the big power punches.
You have to credit Vazgen Medallion, who has been associated with Vic Darchinyan since he was a 15-year-old amateur. Bringing him back into camp to work on those skills after that Donaire loss. And he's also, because of his superb boxing skills, taken this crowd pretty much out of the fight. Arce struggling to come up with a game plan.
Some chance for Vic Darchinyan from the Armenians on hand here, and for the most part, you know, the Mexican crowd here that wanted so badly to root for Jorge Arce, that had some moments earlier, have not been able to do so.
Break.
Arce's corner telling him to close his stance a little bit. He's wide in the ring.
Break clean.
Wide punches, wide stance.
And the problem with technical advice at this juncture is he hasn't been able to do that for this whole fight, and it really doesn't look like he's able to assimilate that.
7 seconds remaining in the 10th round. Scheduled for 12.
Okay, move your waist. Can't go like that uncovered. How are you feeling? I'm feeling good. But go in with that straight punch, that straight right hand punch. You're receiving a lot. He's hitting you a lot, so you got to go with that straight hand. You start with the left hook to the body, and then you go with your right hand. Water. Give me some water. And you got to close your stance. And you got to keep inside. The left hook to the body. The left hook to the body.
Go, seconds out. Come on, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Seconds out.
Close yourself well and let's go.
We saw the press row scoring, and of course, it's a shutout on their scorecards. Unofficially, obviously, for Vic Darchinyan. And I would have to think the official judges would be close. I gave 1 round to Jorge Arce, but you can see that this has become a dominant effort by Darchinyan.
Entering the championship rounds, only 6 minutes left for Jorge Arce to change the outcome of this fight. He needs a knockout to win it.
And it will take something hugely dramatic, obviously, like that. It'll take a punch for sure that hurts Darchinyan and gives him a chance to get back into this fight. We thought we might have seen that in round 3, but Darchinyan was able to persevere. And there were a round or two in those middle rounds where we had the promise of what we thought would be a brawl, but Darchinyan just took control.
Arce frustrated now. He just can't find Darchinyan.
And his right eye now, Arce's, has a very bad cut on it. And you heard Lumret say, hey, it was from a punch. I can't stop the action.
There's a left uppercut followed by a right hook. Now Darchinyan feeling it. Arce, wobbly leg. Here comes Vic Darchinyan with a lot of time left. Darchinyan. Another uppercut. Arce leaning forward and ties him up with 1:15 to go in the 11th. Darchinyan would love to knock out the fan favorite on his home turf.
A very low blow a moment ago by Arce. Darchinyan was able to persevere through it.
Right now, Arce trying to clear out that right eye. Darchinyan knows he's having trouble. Blood just pouring out of the right eye of Arce as he staggers off the ropes. 45 seconds remaining in the 11th.
Break.
And if Arce gets out of this round, he may not be able to continue.
You would have to think there would be some thought to stopping this, either from the corner or if the doctor looks at that cut. And of course, it is such a one-sided affair.
Another left hand by Darchinyan. Arce taking a beating by the Raging Bull. 10 seconds to go.
10 seconds.
Darchinyan saying to Arce, you wanted me, you got me, you got me.
There's one more round left. One more round left. How do you feel? How are you feeling? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
And this one is over, folks. The doctor stepping in, saying, that's it. Vic Darchinyan stops Jorge Arce. Paul Wallace, the lead ringside physician, stops the fight after 11 rounds, and the Raging Bull puts on another show, improving to 32-1-1, recording his 26th KO.
Obviously disappointing for Jorge Arce, who hoped this would be the defining moment of his career. It was obviously not that at age 29 after a 13-year career. Very difficult. But for Vic Darchinyan, he continues his renaissance. He continues to reinvent himself after the loss to Nonito Donaire, becoming, interestingly, a much more skilled boxer, or at least going back to the skills he had as an amateur. And he showed a lot of those here tonight as well.
Who's the fucking man? Drop it on him.
Jorge Arce gave it his all. but Vic Darchinyan, too strong, too skilled, too good tonight.
The final round of this match was really a microcosm of the way most of the fight went. Darchinyan landing, throwing a good three-punch combination there, and 2 of those punches landed as Arce came in. Arce in big trouble. His eye had been cut very badly. He's tired. And the thing that's impressive about Darchinyan is that he is throwing lots of combinations and punches with both hands, something he didn't always do in the time when he was just in the seek and destroy mode. Measuring with the right hand, he lands the uppercut, but goes with the right hook as well. Now Arce will go back against the ropes, but not really, well, there he was kind of pushed down by Darchinyan, so I don't know that you call it a knockdown. I think that was more of a push, and Arce helps the referee along with it, but in any case, that was the beginning of the end for Jorge Arce.
Vic Darchinyan retains his 3 belts, WBC, WBA, IBF, successfully defends his world title against Jorge Arce. Now let's go inside the ring to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been stopped at the end of round number 11. Our referee in charge, Dr. Lou Moret, stops the contest upon advice of our ringside physician, Dr. Paul Wallace. He is the winner by way of technical knockout and still the unified world champion, the Raging Bull, Vic Darchinyan.
Vic Darchinyan stopping Jorge Arce after the 11th round for his 26th KO.
We'll take a look at how this fight unfolded as we go inside the ropes in this terrific super flyweight effort by Vic Darchinyan. Early on, Darchinyan landing the jab, the straight left hand, boxing from the outside. This set the stage along with those uppercuts that were so effective later. And by the middle and later rounds, you see how the cuts were a factor, and he continued with combinations, and that's how he won this fight.
Let's go inside the ring once again, where Jim Gray is standing by with the world champion.
All right, Gus, thank you very much. Vic, congratulations to you. Total dominance tonight. You were very confident before this fight, you always are, but you've waited 3 years to fight this guy, and you've chased him all around. Was it worth the wait?
No, it's worth it to wait. I didn't expect all from this. I think he's going to be more before down, you know. He's taken a couple of good punches. I bubbled him in the middle of rounds, but he's held it. Congratulations to him, you know. It's a great fight.
Might it have been a blessing for you that you didn't fight him 3 years ago or 2 years ago, because you've gotten much, much better at your craft and come along?
No, I would love to fight him 3 years ago, of course. Don't say that. Like he said before fight, he never been ready. I don't want you to forget this. He mentioned he ready better than ever tonight.
You basically, at least on my card, won every round except for possibly the third. You said before the fight you wanted to knock him out. In essence, you did. The fight was stopped on a technical knockout at the end. Were you trying to punish him?
If you see in middle of rounds, I punish him, but after recovering, I want to finish him. This couldn't happen, but I want to. But I think it's what you see in 11 rounds when I stop him, when my cut is stopped. I think you're gonna start 3 times more in round 12. I'm sure in the round 12 I'm gonna put everything for stop him. I think you feel it in round 11. When fight finished, round finished, he's already close to go down. You know, I told you, like I told Gary, I'm going to punish him and I'm going to finish before end of 12 rounds. I hope one more round is go. I will knock him out like clear knockout. It's not technical knockout by cut. But still, I'm happy for my fight. And also, I took some punches too. You can see in my face. It's a boxing. I didn't accept, but it's a boxing.
At the press conference before the fight, he called you a one-handed fighter, a left-handed fighter. Did you go out of your way tonight to prove that that was correct and just keep punishing him time and time again with that left? Did you want to show him he was right and he couldn't do anything about it?
If you saw many right hooks, I give it to him. Like every round, maybe 15, 20 times, I stop him with his right hook when he's coming to me. I know I'm not only one-handed fighter. I can move 2 hands. And you know, I decided to turn him right, and we go with big hand, big left. My focus on that, what he said, I accept. I did different. I did opposite, and I show him I can punish him right too.
Okay, Nonito Donaire. Nonito Donaire is the man who beat you. Would you fight him again now? Would you like to have another fight with him to try it?
I don't care what he says. Not a chance.
Nonito Donaire, the man who beat you. Would you like to fight him again?
I would love to fight him anytime.
And you say not a chance.
Not a chance. You don't reward disloyal people and boxers by
you give the fans what they want.
I can give Montiel, I can give Marquez, I can give Vasquez, I can give him a hell of a fight.
Congratulations to you, Vic.
I want to say, I want to tell hello to my family, my wife and kid, in my friend's place, place. They're watching my fight in big screen. Also, Mikala's birthday. Happy birthday, Mikala.
All right, congratulations.
Thank
Vic,
you.
We'll see you next time. Let's bring Jorge. Let's bring you in here.
You fight him first. When you beat him, you come to me. He will destroy you. He will destroy you. Yeah, you wait.
Please don't punish him.
Let me, Ivan.
Let's go.
Felix de Jesus will interpret for us. What happened here tonight? How would you assess your performance?
¿Qué pasó esta noche aquí? ¿Cómo tú dices que peleaste esta noche?
Pues yo vine a pelear, pero la verdad es muy difícil. Tira muchos codazos, golpea con la cabeza. Yo vine a hacer una pelea limpia y aguerrido, valiente. Aguanté los golpes. Es fuerte, pero yo le aguanté y traté de dar lo mejor de mí.
He said he came to fight. He was a clean fighter. That Darchinyan uses a lot the elbows, and that affected him in this fight tonight.
How could that have possibly affected him? Because he was, forget about all the elbows. I mean, with all due respect, in all phases of the fight, it appears as though he lost. Is he saying that the elbows and the cut on the back of his head is the reason that he lost?
Aparte de los codazos y todo eso, ¿tú piensas que fue por eso que perdiste la pelea?
Sí, me pegó. Yo reconozco, él es un buen peleador, es fuerte, pero yo estaba en una pelea de hombre y me pegó con un caso aquí en la cabeza, traigo descalabrada la cabeza, eso me desconcertó, luego me pegó otro aquí y me desconcertó todo. Entonces, eso, la sangre me sacó de balance.
Yeah, he recognizes that he's a very strong fighter, but he did get the elbow and the cut that he has on the head. So he fought a violent fight, but that Darchinyan is a strong fighter, but still that did play a part, the elbows.
Al Bernstein commented throughout the fight that you did not go to your left at all and that he thought you might be effective. Did he take your left away from you in terms of being able to have that movement, to move away?
¿Él te quitó el gancho izquierdo durante la pelea, Darchinyan?
Sí, o sea, yo estuve conectando golpe abajo y sentí que le dolía y él también me conectó varios golpes arriba, pero yo estaba bien, me conectaba y me recuperaba. Entonces vamos a, no sé, tal vez me gustaría una revancha, demostrar otra cosa.
Oh, he said that he was using the left for the body and that was being effective, and he was, Darchinyan was hitting him on the head pretty effectively, but he wants to see if there's possibly a rematch.
Dr. Paul Wallace stopped the fight. Did you agree with the stoppage? He recommended that to the referee.
¿Tú crees que sí debió pagarla?
No, era el último round. Yo creo que estaba haciendo una buena pelea y yo tenía todavía posibilidades de agarrarlo. El que tiene pegada tiene chance de noquear en cualquier momento. No sé por qué no me dejó.
I don't know why the doctor stopped it in that last round, because a fighter has a punching chance, like who has a strong punch. So he's going to see, why he stopped. He doesn't know.
Okay, thank you. You've been a great champion. Hope you feel better.
Thank you so much.
Okay, que tú has sido un gran campeón.
We have requested that both the doctor and the referee speak to us, but as is their privilege and their right, at this time they have declined. Gus, back down to you now.
All right, let's see how the scoring went for Darchinyan versus Arce at the time of the stoppage. Pretty much an easy night for Vic Darchinyan.
Yeah, obviously, just about every round went to him, and that's pretty much appropriate. I only gave one round that didn't go to Darchinyan.
So a TKO at the end of round 11, press row, very similar.
Yeah, even more pronounced, and I think they are it just shows the dominance. Just shut out on press row virtually, and it showed the dominance of Vic Darchinyan.
So Vic Darchinyan keeps his title. Gus Johnson along with Al Bernstein. Vic Darchinyan, the brawler, tonight looked more like Vic Darchinyan the boxer.
Yeah, as he has been the last couple of fights. And, you know, the only reason Vic Darchinyan had that little redness around his left eye and another cut over his right eye, and he said he took a few punches, was because there were about 3 rounds in this fight where he really wanted to knock out Jorge Arce, and he became the old Vic Darchinyan and gave a little bit of what fans thought they would see 3 years ago in all of this fight. But there's no question the skill has taken over for Darchinyan. He's a great combination puncher, and he has gone back to those boxing roots, and he's going to be a tough man to deal with in this or any weight division.
So that begs the question, what happens next with Vic Darchinyan? Gary Shaw, his promoter, you heard the names, Marquez, Vasquez, possibly a rematch with Nonito Donaire.
Yeah, well, the Nonito Donaire rematch, they have a difference of opinion in their camp. Gary Shaw doesn't want to do it because Donaire left him and went over to Top Rank, but Darchinyan seems to like the idea. But one thing Gary Shaw said that is true, there are many, many fights available to Vic Darchinyan as he moves up in weight. He can go up as high as 122 pounds even to take out a Vasquez or Marquez. This man has a world of opportunities, even Montel at a higher weight. And the other side of the equation for Jorge Arce at 29, 13 years into his pro career, this is a very, very difficult loss for him. And while he may say there were other mitigating factors, bad style matchup, he is just not quite the fighter Vic Darchinyan is. We'll have to see what this brings for his future.
All right, so a wonderful night of boxing here on Showtime as Vic Darchinyan retains his titles with a convincing, masterful performance against Jorge Arce. So here's how it officially goes into the books. Antonio DeMarco defeats Ramkulov as he stops him at the end of round 9. DeMarco, young, rising southpaw, very good this evening.
Terrific effort by Antonio DeMarco. He lays his claim to the upper echelon landscape of the lightweight division. He could get a title shot within a year.
And in our main event, the champion, Vic Darchinyan, the Raging Bull, stops Jorge Arce at the end of the 11th round to retain his WBA, WBC, and IBF 115-pound world titles, and he looked good from the beginning until the end of this fight. For more information on all the upcoming Showtime sporting events, we invite you to visit our website at sports.show.com. That's sports.show.com. That'll do it for another edition of Showtime Championship Boxing. For Al Bernstein, Jim Gray, Karen Bryant, and our entire crew, this is Gus Johnson saying so long from Anaheim, California.
When inside